As Esther mentioned a few minutes ago, it is marriage is no accident. What does that mean, marriage has no accidents? That means when you plan to get married, you have to work. Is anyone believe for the love at the first sight? Love at the first sight. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
Do you believe for that? Anyone? I don't believe for that at all. When you see one and you fall in love forever. I haven't seen that before. I just read it in the Sun story, but in fact I haven't seen it. So nothing in the book or in the college say love at the first sight. So thanks God that we agree for this point. We need to talk today about good marriage or no accident. As Esther's mentioned before, you have to work with that. We need to say that emotions are not reliable. Feeling it change. The emotion you love come and go. What does that mean? That means when you love someone, the action is showing love as an action. That means also when you love someone, you can keep it in the inner, inside yourself. And no one can know that. And this is happened for you as a youth. Too many is love guys or love girl, and already keep that in the mind. But when that it will be show for everyone, when you get the emotion, it change it to action. That means action like kindness, patience, respect, love and should make any relation better. Also, marriage take commitment, just like exercise. Eating healthy food are necessary to get and keep healthy body. So you must to continue practice love and choice to keep the marriage healthy. That means also, like we give example before, if you go to gym or you need to get a good health, you should to work with that. Not just as I mentioned before, it's just I love him and I love her, and the life going better for that. You have to work hard together so to get this life succeed. In the Bible said in 1 Corinthians about action to avoid accident, chapter 13, verse 4, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous and boastful, proud. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable and it keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoice whenever you trust. And love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful and endures through everyone. So right now, actually, I try to collect some information about someone. It is written about that and say why get married. Is anyone can answer me why you wanted to get married? Why you think about marriage? Right now you are free. You can go whatever you want. You can go vacations. You can stay out at home. No one ask you. You have to go back early. Why you think about marriage? Anyone help?
Family?
You get a family. This is good one. What else? Oh, go ahead.
To have someone like there to support you and like help you grow.
Support. Okay. This is another good idea.
Someone you can sacrifice yourself for them.
Sacrifice متأكد؟
This is could be good one also.
Children.
Yeah. What else?
Children.
I'm talking for gear is that it will be someone in a state in your dad for the girl, right? And for the boy, the same. Actually, church thinking about that and find everyone need love. And love is different between your dad and your husband. So we can talking about love in Christian marriage. You can experience holy, spiritual, and sacrifice love. Also sharing the journey in your life. In marriage, the couples must be operating for each other in acceptance of life, having someone to share joys, sorrows, and make the journey better. Also in purity, for the sexual, and we are talking about the sexual relation later. Purity, marriage gave couples a place approved by God to share sex and intimacy in a pure way. Also in marriage you can get children. Children are the fruit of marriage and also increasing the number of sins. When the children is grow up, it will be have a sense in the earth and also it will grow up in the kingdom of God. What about love? Love is trust, devotion, loyalty, and patience. And also, I need to think with you about how you can love someone. How you can love someone. If you are a girl or boy, you need to think about that from your heart or your brain or both. And how you can deal with that. Anyone can help me for that? How you can make sure that you really love these guys and you need to continue with her or with him? How you can approve that in your life? Yeah, go ahead.
I think if you put God first in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
and stick with it, I would say no sin whatsoever, and having God to be your first priority in that relationship, making him your number one. I think the relationship would have a pretty good chance of lasting.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay. And what else? How you can make sure that you really love this one and you need to continue with him or with her for the rest of your life.
If you're having like a good connection with that significant other,
What you mean for good connection?
like have things in common, like for example the way you think about life, your goals in life, and like your basically goals in life and things are common.
This is a good one. Yeah. What else? Go ahead, Howard.
If he's someone that helps you grow spiritually rather than like getting you far away from God.
So how you know this one is already in a spiritual way and is that he is deacon or something? Is that enough to approve that? So how you can make sure he is related to God or not? It may be act like that, but he is not. And I have experienced a lot with that like that. You know what I mean?
If you see that you like grown and you got closer to God, you guys can maybe like.
How you can make sure he is close to God? Just with his act? How you can approve that?
I think time tells them. Time tells them. Because like
Time,
there's like
yeah, but we're talking about the engagement.
oh.
So it
we're past
is
that
not
time?
not a lot of time. You have maybe 6 months as soon as 1 year. So if this period you can discover everything for her or for him,
No.
this is what I said. Okay.
So
Let
like
finish
for me
this.
personally,
Yeah.
like he did help me grow because at first like I wasn't reading the Bible a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we started reading the Bible together. We started like praying together every day.
Yeah.
So that helped me, you know.
Exactly. This is a good point. To practice together and you can find that he is act like that or he predicts that.
Same thing. So basically someone that leads you to God instead of leading you to sin.
Yeah,
I have
this is a good one.
I have a question as well.
Sure.
So, what type of love are we talking about? So, I've heard so many like good things that they say. If you try to like get someone like if you love someone, they should like bring you more to God. So, what if you like someone but they're not close to God and you're trying to put them in? So, is that love? Do you think is gonna work or not?
It depends.
Mm.
Yeah, he is Christian or not. It should be Christian.
Well,
I'm
what
not
if they're
talking about someone unbelievers? It
Mhm.
should be believers.
Well,
Because the
what if
Bible
they're
says that.
what if they're Christian but they're not like high spiritually, like they
Yeah, as I said, this is like Amirna said, if you can start together and pray together and share the Bible together every day, it could be work, yeah.
So that's like working on the 50-50, like what?
Yeah, it is not guaranteed, but it could work, it could not.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm talking about how do I choose? First one, as I Myrna mentions, pray. But in pray, I have concern about something. What kind of answer did you get? Because sometimes someone came into my office and said, Abuna, I already pray a lot, and already fasting like 3 months, and I am pretty sure God answered. Go ahead. I'm agree. Is that true? Is that enough? How you can get this answer? This is the question. So when you can say, what kind of answer did you get? If you feel comfortable or satisfied with person, is that enough to be sure that God has answered your prayer? Did you get that? This one, I need your opinion also.
I mean, I believe you would see signs of them. So like, you pray, like, God delivers His message.
How you
in
can
different
make sure
ways.
this answer came from God? It's just you feel comfortable, is that enough to go ahead and
If I
go
feel
to-
it came from God,
Yeah, when you pray a lot and
Yes,
you feel comfortable
if
for
that-
the
if that answer-
specific years, is that good answer from God? Is that enough to go ahead and to complete the
I mean,
project?
if I know her and I've like it been time between me and her.
Yeah, but
and I pray-
you know her. This is it's realistic. How you can know her? It's different between one and another.
How is it different?
It might be you know her and another one is know her for another way. So we can't say you know her. This is like a rule or something. I can apply it for anyone.
That's why I don't think there's like that 2 month that you mentioned. I don't see like it's actually like for me personally. I don't know about the others. I don't see it working for me. Like for me, I feel like it would be like I would know when it's time.
What about if he act as a nice but he is not? She is not. Or
Well,
he is
well, I
not.
feel like time and like different situations in life will point out the inner
Okay,
person.
different situation. It's take how long to make sure is that okay? 2 months, 3
Oh, you're
months.
making me like I'm gonna die. Like I have the whole time.
Okay, so we need to discuss that together.
Like,
Go ahead.
like after to get married
Yeah,
into
go ahead, Veronica.
Sometimes
There's no guarantee.
No guarantee, exactly.
There's no
There's no guarantee in the earth for everything, not only the marriage. Yeah, go ahead.
بس at the same time يعني sometimes and this happens with a lot of people the signs will be very clear but so they choose to be ignorant.
Yeah, this is my question. How you can say this is very clear?
The people around you, if your closer friends, your parents, they would your father of confession, whoever, they would point you in the right direction. If you feel if you really truly do feel comfortable and you like I
But
don't know.
sometimes the Bible says the heart is deceived, right?
But you
Yeah, go ahead.
I think
No one's getting married, bro.
I think the most important part is the way we pray. Because sometimes when you tell God they will be done, لتكن مشيئتك, but you know I love this person, so just help me to get
This
through
is what
that.
I- yeah.
So yeah, so usually, so if I'm not biased toward that person or like I'm letting everything on God's hand. If I feel comforted toward that person, yeah, I think this is what God's message. How would God send another message? But if I'm like really like biased and telling God like, and then but you know I love her, I cannot live without her. So God has nothing to say to me. It's like okay, do whatever you want.
This is what happened
You have
for
a
too
free
many
will.
for too many way
have a free will.
Try and see how they act in like difficult situation or like an argument, you know, because I feel like they
So we can say prayers is one tool. It is not all. Another tool, you have to get experience with the family for the another part or another side, because in the family it will be in future as grandpa and grandmother. So you have to discuss that also. Some people say I need these girls or I need this boy and I don't care about the family. This is totally wrong. Because when you get married, you get a package. Your wife or your husband, parents, children, nephew, uncle, everybody, it will be the same package. You will be the rest of your life. So you have to discuss that also, not only the one you wanted to be your one in future. John is silent, so your comment?
No, I mean, I think what Abuna is saying, Yani, is that you can't. It has nothing to do with time. That's number one.
That's what I was counting on.
Yeah, he argued with me about that, but
It
I
has
totally
nothing to do
approve.
with time, because what actually happens is that over time people see what they want to see. They don't see the truth. When you're with somebody for such a long time, subconsciously you actually start telling yourself things that aren't true because you've already spent so many years with this person. Like, I want it to work. You don't say that to yourself out loud, but that's what actually happens statistically. So it's not a time issue.
Yeah, I agree with you with this point. Yeah, it's not the time issue at all. Might be spend 2 months and it might be more than 1 year, but the same result. What? Okay, go ahead.
تعال أول حاجة
Sure, حبيبي.
هو في بداية أي حاجة في الموضوع ده يعني الواحد أعتقد بترجع الواحد يعرف نفسه أكتر ويدرسها بيبقى شايف نفسه أكتر وعارف نفسه هو بيعمل إيه والحاجات والعيوب والمميزات عنده والسلبيات وكل حاجة وبيبتدي يشوف اللي يقام البني آدم اللي قدامه ده على حسب هو عايز إيه وعلى حسب إيجابياته كل حاجة بيمر بيها.
ده صح.
فهو هو بيكمل على نفسه يعني هو بيشوف الشخص اللي بيكمله وينفع
بيكمل معاه.
لا الحاجات اللي عنده.
100%.
And I think that some of the marriage failure is because we fell in love with someone and we want to change them the way we see.
Exactly. This is what we are talking
So,
about later. Yeah. You can't change anyone at all.
So I think we should know yourself first, and you know who will best fit.
We'll give example also for that. So what does the Bible say about that? It's hard to find and is worth more than diamonds. This is about lady. And he who finds a wife find what is good and receive favor from the Lord. Also Bible says even so husband should love their wife as their own body. He who loves his wife loves himself. Is that happening in the real life? No. Or just in Bible? Is anyone knows someone act like that?
I think it's true.
It happened, but it's not much. Yeah. Okay, we're talking about dating. What about dating? Dating is very serious in our life, especially in America. What does that mean when I see dating in Coptic Orthodox Church? And what I mean when I talking about dating in your life? What do you think? What does that mean dating in our Coptic Orthodox Church? Dating. Do you have boyfriend? Do you have girlfriend? When I ask someone, no, I don't. It's something like scary. So what does that mean? What does that mean dating? Anyone can give me a brief answer? Or is that what means dating? Is anyone dating over here? Hang out with someone?
أنا بعرف البيت
Think of one outside energy and hang out with dating. Is that against God, or it's okay because you know yourself well and you don't need anything wrong? What do you think?
Coptic Orthodox dating is different than American dating.
Okay, this is a statement you might find it in the Coptic Orthodox book, but I'm talking about the real. What do you think?
Going out with the person you like.
Hmm?
Like if we're talking to the real, like, you're probably gonna want to know that person, so you probably go out with them.
As a girl or boyfriend?
No, but I mean, if it's dating, like you're still in the process of knowing who they are. But like
Okay.
boyfriend, I feel like boyfriend and girlfriend, that's like another step after dating.
After dating?
Yeah.
What does it mean after dating?
I just feel like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, you're committed. But during dating, that thing might, like, it might not work out. I might be trying to date. No.
No, committing is different.
I might try to date someone, and then in the process, I might think. Okay, I might find out that they're not the right person. But being a boyfriend and girlfriend it's like a different process, because then after that you find out, okay, that we have a match, and then we're gonna, like, from boyfriend to girlfriend, we're gonna take it to the next step, hopefully, to just like, okay, we're getting married and we're gonna live together. But during dating, I don't believe like dating is like, okay, I found that person, because it's like, it's basically like a process that you're going through.
Okay.
So that's why, like, I don't know if dating and boyfriend and girlfriend is the same.
I feel like dating
Okay,
now.
Veronica, go ahead.
Okay, this is what my parents gave me. If it's in the light, if your parents know, his parents know, your father of confession knows, then you're fine. But if you're hiding something, if there's something wrong going on, then that it's not.
Americans tend to like dating.
This is kind of engaged, right?
It kind of.
Yeah.
It's not dating. When you
But
engage
if I
someone,
mean, okay, but
No, but
you
there's
act
still a
like
process.
that. Your parents is know your
Shouldn't there be a process where you get to know the person in front of you before?
Yeah,
you're
but
like-
everybody's know. Your parents,
Yeah.
your father of
Like the
confession.
first step.
This is kind of engaged, but we are talking about something else. Anyone else here?
Relationship is dating.
Who is Philo?
Philip, go.
Yeah, go ahead. Philo.
About the dating, like I feel like how we think about it, like Americans think about it, like the American dating, people tend to like sexualize it much more, and it's like a normal thing. So like I feel like how they perceive dating is like, you know, you date, like do sexual stuff, and if it doesn't work out, break up, next person, break up, next person. So like I feel like just how you perceive it of like get to knowing somebody instead of just like doing that stuff, and then like if it doesn't work out, whatever, next person.
Yeah, this is an American way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a dating to act as a wife and husband until you see you can continue or not.
Yep.
But this is totally different than what we believe. Okay, you can say dating in groups. If you need to make a dating, you have to make that in groups. That what means that have lots of friends within the church. Through this friendship and through prayer and with the guidance of the Holy Spirit and the spiritual Father, as Veronica mentions, you have a better chance to select a worthy partner. And also have three good advice for that. Group relationships, holy relationship, and limited relationships that mean to be aware for the boundaries, for what you mean for boundaries. You know, when I say between America and Mexico or something, that line, you can't access it. Like, so when you're talking about dating, that means no one can touch, no one can give hug, no one can give kiss. It's boundary. So I'm not crossing them. Okay. Bible talking about that also, and he said, charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. This is what I want to mention. Dating during your engagement. This is another story. When you already get engaged, and right now try to act as a dating. In the Coptic Orthodox Church, you have a rule for that. Number one, don't try to change someone. Who says that before? Don't try to change. Yakiro. It's very important. When you get engaged, don't try to change someone. If they aren't what you are looking for before marriage, they definitely want to be after that. We have an example for that. It says milk does not get any fresher from being to be a refrigerator. So I give you an example for that. If someone is stingy, you know who is stingy? If someone have a lot of drink or smoking, and you love her or him very much, and you say, I can't change it. I tell you, in my 35 years ago experience, you can't. You will be like that. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. And anyone does something like that before, or did something like that before, let me know. Maybe I broke this rule. No one can change the other. So you have to take care before that. Number two, always go in dates in public place. This will be help with the purity and integrity. You don't have to go in any private. You don't have to go inside the car. You don't have to go in the basement. Blah, blah, blah. What do you mean? Do you understand what I say for blah, blah, blah?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay. This is very serious, especially for our daughter. Meet and get to know your friend's family. It's very important. Do you share their family value? Is this family you would like your children to be part of or not? As I mentioned before, when you get someone, you will get package. All of them, the family and the girl or the boy. Not only you get someone and you fly with them. Okay. What about sex? Oh, we're not talking about sex. What about sex? Why sex before marriage is wrong?
It doesn't work out. You just violate.
Is anyone can explain that? Why sex before marriage is wrong? Usually the people over here in America make a dating and try a sexual life and said we try year, 2, 3, 4 and maybe get a children also, and after that we can go to Abuna and say, Abuna, we need to make a, like to write contract and to get a marriage together. I can say this is a totally wrong. And we can see that for the story in the Bible, and Jesus blessed the married couple at the wedding in Cana, and he blessed the marriage, not the engagement. And the Bible talking about that and said God's will is for you to be holy, so stay away from all sexual sin. Stay away. Stay away, that means you have to go away far from the sexual sin. Then each of you will control his own body and live in wholeness and honor. Also, in Hebrews chapter 13, give honor to marriage and remain faithful to one another in marriage. Okay. Also, why sex before marriage will cloud your good judgment. Is anyone, before I explain that, can imagine what this statement means? Sex before marriage will cloud your good judgment. Marrying to avoid sexual sin is not the smart way. This is the first. Because I hear this statement a lot, even in Egypt. Why, Habibi, you want to be married? Because to avoid the sex. It is crazy way. This is a not smart way to think about you are going to be married to avoid a sex of sin. Sex make a bond that goes way beyond the friendship. And sex blind you. You can't see the important quality of that person anymore. When you do a sex with someone, you can't see any quality between each other. Because something already, it like a partition or something, make you blind. This is a good in marriage because it's help you to forgive outside of marriage. It keep you from seeing a big mistake coming in your way. Okay. We can say about the last one right now. How can I know if I have the one?
You can't.
You can. This is a good answer, actually. Yeah,
There's no guarantee.
no guarantee in the earth. I believe for that, yes. No guarantee on the earth.
Disagree.
The simple answer, you cannot find someone as no guarantee, as Anna Simon mentioned. But you can make another try. Make each other the best you can. Be and find someone who will give it their all with you. Christian marriage result in the couple becoming one in many ways, physically, spiritually, morally, mentally. So do you really want to be one with this person or no? Also, you have to ask God. Ask for God guidance in your choice of a partner. Look His word to know what is important in your choice. Ask God to help you to find the one you wanted to be. I think the time is run and we can complete the rest maybe later. Any question for this point so far? So it's almost 9:30. Any question? Anyone after that need to be married?
No.
Go ahead. You still want, okay. Go ahead.
So, back then, they used to say, not back then, my parents, okay? They used to say, love doesn't exist, love comes after marriage. Is that true?
It is true and not true. Sometimes work
People hate
and
each
sometimes
other.
not. It is not rule. It's not rule. Like you can't say this is a rule for everyone.
Can it come after arranged marriage?
Can what, sorry?
So, if somebody, like your parents is forcing you to marry someone, they're
Okay.
forcing.
Okay.
So you don't want it, but they're forcing you.
So what's the reason? This is a very important. Why is he rejected this boy or even this girl? Is that reason for that? Say no?
You are refusing.
The parents say no. Why say no for that?
Because I'm not comfortable.
Why?
Not me, I'm just
Why? The question why? Is any reason? Or just to hit them?
Just I don't feel comfortable.
Okay. So what's the question?
So is it true that love comes after marriage? In general, I'm not saying in general.
As I mentioned, I saw so many work and so many not. No guarantee. Yeah, this is the perfect answer in my experience. Okay, go ahead, John.
So the church does not support forced marriages. Okay? So the man is supposed to choose his wife and the wife is supposed to choose her man. But if your question is it possible for love to happen after marriage? Yes, it's possible.
No, he
What I-
mentioned that the parents say no, And
Okay, the
if
parents-
she forces that and they already get married and continues a life,
I think she's
is this
talking about
question?
No, this one, no,
I have two different questions. The first one, it's in general.
Okay.
Can love come after marriage?
Okay.
And the second one, can love come after arranged marriage? Like if you're forced and you married that person that you're forced to marry,
Yeah.
can you love that person?
Yeah. Love come after marriage. This is a little chance. It could be happen, could be not.
What if it doesn't happen?
You will stay miserable for the rest of your life.
This is funny.
Yeah, this is the truth.
You're right.
You don't have any another option until you get a divorce or something. But it's happened. Because sometimes when you get someone and you live maybe forever and you don't find love. Love is made like I can't explain it because it's like a chemical or harmony. You can't exactly know where it came from. This is the love. No one can express like as 2 statements or 3 statements what that love means. It is something no one can explain. If that happen, you're lucky, and another guy is lucky. But if not, I'm not guaranteed it's maybe come or not. Yeah.
So when you said that we cannot change someone, why do you think we cannot change that person? Even though like if we pray and like and we try to help that this person can change, like if he's like smoking or vaping or whatever.
Yeah, I give you example for that because if someone is stingy, he will stay stingy forever. Even stingy not for the money, stingy for the feeling, stingy for the whatever you give you. That is like something in his blood or her blood. You can't change it. So you could be changed as I mentioned before. But it's percentage. It's not guaranteed. So why you wait yourself for something not guaranteed and you wait the rest of life for that? This is a question.
It's also, can I also say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Marriage is not supposed to be a project. Like, I'm not supposed to marry somebody and pray to God that He helps me complete the project of changing this person. I'm supposed to pray to God before the marriage so He can show me the person that He meant for me. And the person He meant for me isn't going to be a person that I have to change. That's not the person He meant for me. Because I'm not called to get married as a social project.
Exactly, because marriage is not a car or home. You will get it, and after that you try to change something. It's different.
Another question. So you said that when we marry someone, it's like a package. So like we need to get like a know
Yeah.
his family or her family.
Yeah.
But let's say that the person I love, he's like someone in the family. He's not good. So what's the person problem here that he was raised in a family that someone there is like he's far
I
away
tell
from
you the
love?
truth. I tell you the truth. It's kind of genetic. It should be or it should be typical or copy from parents like dad, mom, grandfather, uncle, something like that. So we have percentage to be like someone.
So that
Because
means
you already have a genetic in his body.
Does that mean that this person will never get married because no one is gonna choose him?
It is up to you. It's up to you.
No, like.
But I'm talking about the rest. You have to be careful because as I mentioned, this is not car, maybe 3 months or trade in for another one, or home to offer for another home. This is something you will get it for the rest of your life. So you have to be careful, and you have to study, and you have to pray, and you have to ask, and you have to do whatever you want.
Sometimes also we think that we're marrying the person and we're taking them away, like from the family. Like this person has their own independent personality.
This has never happened to you.
That's not true. Yeah, it's not true, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, every single one of us subconsciously have pieces of our family in us. Every single one of us has pieces of our father in us. Every single one of us has pieces of our mother in us.
Yes.
And it might be the pieces that we don't like, but it is the pieces that we inherit.
But it's genetic issue.
And like I'll give you a simple example. You'll hear somebody say, "Oh, my dad was an angry person. I'm never gonna be angry." What happens 15 years into the marriage?
He is angry also.
He's angry.
They're
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Not
genetic.
inherited that.
Not because they want to, but because subconsciously, this is what they were raised in. So it's very important that as you meet a person, you evaluate their family. Who is their family? You know, do they have an angry father? Do they have a mother who's always cleaning, right? Okay, well, or do they have like a mother who never cleans? And now I'm looking for a wife, and I'm looking at my wife, and she swears that she's a clean person, right? Okay, but what house were you raised in? She saw her mom never clean. She saw her dad is always dirty. There's a huge chance this person might be like that.
Yeah, so you have to
Right?
study who is will be grandfather and grandmother for your kids. Yeah, go ahead.
وانا كنت عايز اعرف من قدسك يعني من اكتر الصفات الحلوه والاساسيه اللي تخلي الواحد والاتنين يعني تدوم يعني لاكتر فتره. ما صفات اساسيه يعني تكون موجوده.
اللي هي الصفات اللي قال عليها ربنا اللي هي ثمار الروح القدس. المحبة والسلام والصبر والاحتمال والإخلاص.
ثقه.
يعني كل ثمار الروح القدس. إن لقيت فيهم أكترهم 90% يبقى كويس أوي يبقى بركة. يعني مش هتلاقي 100% طبعا.
After marriage, what if love like started to fade out? So is it gonna be still possible? So for example, let's say you were engaged to someone and the engagement was perfect for let's say for 6 months. Then you married and you guys were like after 10 years you guys started feeling like things started to change. Like for example, y'all used to have fun going out together, but you're not having fun going out together again after like 10 years. So can that still be possible to stay like
So you
as
have to figure out where is the problem, where is the broke,
Mm.
where is the leak. Is something happened between these years? Are you so busy? Are you trying to neglect her? She is changed for something. You have to talk together honestly and face to face. And if you need, you can ask a counselor also. Yeah. Any another question? Any concern?
You have to. Sorry, can I just say
Yeah,
one
go
thing?
ahead.
You have to think of marriage as like a living body, right? Like today you're healthy. Tomorrow, if I introduce a virus into your body, are you going to continue to be healthy?
No.
No. So, but then you think to yourself, well, why am I tired? Why am I sick? You have to go search. You're going to find that there's a virus that didn't belong to that body, right? And then you have to like figure out how to treat that virus. So marriage is not one of those things where, oh, we're in love, we get married, and then we hope that it's just like that forever. No, you have to take vitamins. You have to work out. You have to eat healthy. You have to do all that for the body to continue to function like it's supposed to. So there's marriage vitamins and healthy food for marriage and all these things. And if you're doing all of that in the marriage, umbrellaed by God's presence, obviously.
But what if both of you feel like you can't work it? Like after you went to counseling and you feel like things are just falling apart. I'm just saying.
انت مش قلت له unlikely ما طبعا انت بتبتدي قايله له unlikely. It's like possible بس unlikely.
Yeah, just I want to be يعني honest for this case. Sometimes one of them have a mental issue.
Mental issue?
Yeah. So we have to figure out what's the problem with that person. Because sometimes I saw a man or a woman is right for everything. She's not wrong. Everything, I am okay, you are wrong. I am okay, you are dirty. I am okay, you are whatever. So if this case, you have to ask a physician first, not a counselor.
Yeah.
To fix that. But sometimes when some of them have a mental issue, this is a serious. And you have to figure out how you can solve it. Okay. Any another questions before you go ahead? Okay. Go ahead, Jen.
How do you know like this answer come from God?
How you know if the answer come from God? With too many factors. Your parents, your professional father, your feeling, his act, too many things. If too many things working together, is that okay? But not guarantee 100%. Okay, let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven. Right, I think the liturgy will be in what time, Esther? Where?
7.
7:30?
7 to 9.
7 to 9? Okay. See you at 7. God bless you.